Welcome to the Crooked Stripes Podcast, where your hosts discuss various aspects of lawn care, landscaping, and snow removal. Let these two friendly Canucks help you cultivate a different outlook on the green industry. And with that, here are your hosts, Brendan Brubaker and Martin Hodder.
All right, we are back for episode 5 of the Crooked Stripes, and I haven't talked to you much recently, but you've been just snow blowing away out there out east. Martin, how are you doing?
Oh, surviving. It's been a long 10 days, but hey, we made it through and figured we'd make some time to squeeze in an episode here and talk about this lovely week I just had.
Yeah, no kidding. I got used to talking to you almost every day there and didn't talk to you for probably 10 days. It was, I don't know.
Yeah, no, weird. Like I said, we usually hop on here and do something every day for this or kind of business stuff or whatever, but no, I was just driving around soloing my tractor, driving in circles, just plowing driveway after driveway, and away we went.
What a storm you guys had. So when did this all begin?
So it started last Friday, so that would have been the 2nd of February, and it was originally calling for like 15 centimeters, maybe 20.
Right.
And as like that week passed, it just kept getting higher and higher, and then it went from like 15 to 20 to 20 to 40, from 40 to 70. And at one point, it was predicting 50 to 75 centimeters a day for 3 days. Like it was definitely the wildest snowstorm I ever did. And for any Americans, which I always get called out on for on the Snow Jobs podcast.
Yeah,
that
get
would
the conversion going.
Yeah, do some quick math. But like our total was 150 centimeters, and that would be 59 inches of snow.
Wow.
So just sitting around 5 feet, plus drifting. So
right. Yeah, because you're right on the ocean, so you're getting a lot of drifts.
Yeah, it was pretty windy. I think it was the first, or that Saturday. It was super like windy, drifty, and it was just dropping snow everywhere. Like some spots there'd be an inch of snow, and other spots would be 8-foot drifts. So it was just you didn't know what to expect. You just kind of every driveway was a surprise, I guess.
A new experience. No kidding.
Yeah.
So. Wow. You were I was following you on Insta and you were sending me some Snapchats, and it was looking a little crazy out there on Saturday. That was last Saturday, the 3rd.
Right? Like a week and a half. Yeah.
Let's just clarify that.
Yeah. So it definitely kept going. So that was the Friday it started. So then we went out, I think it was Saturday morning at 3. We went out, the boys started back, because we usually try to go out and do like multiple rounds, especially on a big storm. So like, try to keep up with it. So we're only blowing, say, 12 to 14 inches versus 5 feet at once. And but yeah, so we were staying on top of it pretty good for the first like day, but then it just kept going and going, and I think it was about 10 o'clock, maybe 11 o'clock that night, it was just, you couldn't see in front of you. We were getting 3 inches an hour. It was like pure whiteout wind blowing. So I pulled everybody off. It was too dangerous at that point.
Yeah.
And like at that as well, like all the city plows were off. There was nobody out. Like it was at one point, I'm pretty sure I was the only truck out there, and I was just like, no, this is just stupid. So and that's when I made that video trying to walk into my house, and the snow was up all over my waist, and
that was funny.
Yeah. So that was my Saturday, and then Sunday it was still snowing. It snowed till Monday at 5 o'clock.
Right, just is when it snowed solid.
Just steady snow. Yeah, it was at least a centimeter or like half an inch an hour for 3 days. It just never ended. It was insane. But yeah, so that was so then Sunday morning, couldn't get. We were kind of just waiting it out, just trying to see what was happening and if roads were going to be done or if anyone was out. And all the buddies I plow that plow here as well, we're usually pretty good to like talk to each other and see when are you going out, what are you doing, this, that, whatever. So everyone was kind of waiting it out, and then so basically I had to go back to bed and try to sleep for a little bit because I know it'd be a long day whenever we did get out. It was that evening we No, it's probably that afternoon. I figured I better go out and at least get like the tractor dug out because it was at that point I couldn't see my tractor, which is 8 feet tall, and you could see the 4-inch plastic roof on it.
Right.
So I knew I was in for a treat when I had to go find that one. And
you had dug her out with the shovel?
Well, even before that, to get it at the house. So I went to go home Saturday night. I live probably 10 minutes outside of town, and I was checking my security cameras, and I think I had posted the time lapse of it. And my camera, which is 5 feet off the ground, was completely covered with snow, so I couldn't get in either door there. So I figured I'd go into my parents and stay there because they were away in Dominican, somewhere nice and sunny. So I was like, best. But whatever. Good enough for them.
Oh, yeah.
And so I get back and it's fine. And then when I go out the next day, back door doesn't open. Too much snow. Front door doesn't open. So at this point, I'm like, how the hell am I going to get out of this stupid house before I can even go dig out my tractor to start this mess?
To try to start working.
Yeah. So I ended up opening up their kitchen window, and I have to jump out of, do basically a swan dive out the front their kitchen window just to get out of the house, to shovel the door out, just so I could get out of the house at some point throughout the day.
Wow.
It just kept coming. Like it was.
Wow.
Oh, on a screen door, it was probably 3/4 of the way up the panel of glass.
Wow.
Yeah. So, it was a great start. Once I was at that point, I'm like, these next couple days are going to be fucked.
Yeah. Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. When you gotta jump out a window just to go start to plow.
Yeah.
You know it's not a good situation.
It's not going to be a good week.
Yeah. But no, and then I got out there and I started digging out the tractor. And that in itself was a mission.
A workout.
Like I said, the banks are 7.5 feet tall. Like you can't. And I'm trying to shovel to throw it up over top, and this is after I plowed the driveway like 3 times.
Right.
It just kept drifting and filling back in, and then So I got it out. I got it all dug out, but I was still stuck in one corner. I couldn't get it up over this stupid little hump, and then because the blower was catching, and then a buddy swung by and he came and dug me out and gave me a little tug. All he needed was just a little tug to get out, but once you were out,
then you were cruising. So at that point, did you still have the inverted blower on there, or let's get into that little story?
Yep, I definitely. So for the whole first day, like the first full Saturday we were out, the inverted blower worked wicked. Like even with 12, 16 inches of snow, it was doing fine. Because so how it works is it's anyone doesn't know, like it's kind of it is inverted, but like the auger, you back in, you drop the blower, you drive forward, so it feeds the auger that way versus a rear facing where you would turn your blower on and back into the driveway and basically eat the snow that way. So what was happening was it was working fine. I'd back into a driveway, I'd drop the blower, I'd drive out, blow it all away. Worked fine for the first 2 passes. Like I was probably handling up to like 3 feet of snow with that.
That's pretty
good.
But
the issue came. I was super impressed. Like it was just eating snow and chucking it.
I wouldn't even have thought it could do that. So that's pretty good. Because 3 feet, that's a lot of snow.
But you were like slow, but it was still like, and once you get the first pass through, with snow blowing, everything becomes easier after that. Yeah. Then you can just take a half swipe or whatever. But so once you're just kind of backing everything out, but like it worked really well for the first 2, and then that night, then we got shut down that night. Then the next morning, like I'm driving up to the first place I'm going to, and the snowbanks had to be 6 feet tall at the end of the driveway.
Okay.
And how an inverted blower works is you have to get to the end of the driveway first to drive forward. But I had no way to get through 6-7 feet of snowbanks with that blower.
Right.
So I was like, Jesus. But so that morning I plowed with the blade on my truck, or on the tractor. That's what I banged at a bunch of spots with. I was super impressed with it. It definitely, I was kind of skeptical of how it was going to handle snow that was twice as high as my blower. But it did. It got through, or as my blade, like it got through it. It pushed it all out. So while I did that morning, I basically went around and just tried to get everything opened up as much as possible, just so if people did have to try to get out of like our apartment building and stuff, they could.
Right.
So at that point, Dan down at my Kubota dealer, at Celtic there, he saved my ass. I would have been up Schitt's Creek without him this week.
Nice. Shout out to Dan.
Yeah, he called and we were kind of talking. I was talking to him the night before and mentioned about like a blow or whatever. He said they had one. Didn't know where it was at, but they had one on site. So the next morning they were down there. There was 4 of them down there digging around the yard with an 8-ton excavator trying to find a snowblower for me to put on my tractor, and they found it. I was super lucky. Like,
right.
I don't know what I would have done without it.
Yeah.
Like, I would have been up Schitt's Creek big time.
No kidding.
Yeah. So he's like, give us a few hours. They got it dug out. He texted me. He said it's dug out, ready to go. I pulled down, and within probably an hour, they had everything swapped over, figured out, all done, and I was back on the road plowing more snow.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I was super appreciative, and it was impressed. Like the whole thing, it just couldn't have worked out any better.
Oh, that's
and then once
so
I switched
great.
to that, doing driveways became so much easier because you're able to blow that big pile out of the way, right? Then you can get in the driveway.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you just blow it and then it's gone and you just keep working your way back to cars and stuff and then
Right.
Yeah. That was Monday.
Interesting. Nice. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
that was a hell of a Monday.
Yeah. And then I think we worked that day. I think we were out from like 3 till 11 that night.
Okay. 3 a.m.
Yeah.
11 p.m. Nice. Yeah. Okay.
And I think I was out myself that day because like so our city, well, to even go back a little, our city plows, they tried to keep up, but same thing, they got pulled off the road, like safety policies, like they have to. It is what it is.
Right.
And then at that point, they're trying to battle 3 feet of snow, or 4 feet and counting, and like and they were getting it done, but like they couldn't keep up with it. It was snowing faster than you can do. So they had somewhat like roads widened out to like 1 lane and stuff, but there's only so much they can do, right? And most people here were pretty understanding of it because there was nowhere to go anyways. Everything was closed. Like there was nothing open. So yeah, people were pretty good.
Interesting.
Good to deal with that. But like one of the guys, he lives out by me, like 10 minutes outside of town, and he takes a skid steer home because usually he'll just rip that and drive right in. Not happening. His road had 5.5 feet of snow on it the whole way down the hill. Yeah, so he went to go out in his skid steer, and the snow was like he did the driveway, he kept it open, but then when he went to go out, the snow on the road was like up to his windows, halfway up his windows.
Wow, on the road.
He has on the road. Yeah. So this was like This was probably 24 hours after the snow stopped. His road still was, and like
okay,
it is what it is, right? Like when you're out there, like those side streets get done last. So he couldn't get down. So I ended up having to send that night. I think it was into Monday night now. I sent Corey over with the tractor, and he blew the road so Tyler could get out.
Wow.
He had a snow blow 1.5 kilometer road
to get him out,
just so Tyler can get out with the skid steer and come down and work.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was. Yep. And then the next morning was the big issue. Then that's when everywhere was at a diesel.
Right. That was Tuesday or when?
To be honest, I have no idea.
Yeah,
it was someday. It was someday
early in the week.
Earlier in the week, the city ran out of.
I remember
diesel.
you because you called me. You did call me in the tractor. Yeah, and you were telling me all this, and I just couldn't believe what was happening because it was just sunny and 12 degrees here.
Yeah, you guys are. Yeah, Tyler, that works for you, riding around on a bicycle, sending me Snapchats. I'm like, you little bastard. Yeah, I'm up to my neck in snow, literally up to my neck. Yeah, and you're on a bicycle pedaling around
in the park.
But yeah, I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so it was just great, just a great time all around by everybody. But yeah, the city ran out at like all the gas stations. Everything was all out of diesel. They couldn't get the plant open. It was just buried in snow, so it took like 2 days to get that dug out. Yeah, so like the city, like there was city plows on the side of the road just out of fuel.
Wow, just chilling.
Yep.
Wow.
So then it was just like a whole ordeal, and then like basically anyone who found a spot that had diesel would call. Like I found one gas station that had it, so it's like call all your buddies, go get fuel. Because if not, if you run out, you're sitting there stuck, right? So
yep.
Yeah. So then I think that was Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go back to it. I think that was Tuesday.
That makes
everything
sense
with the
now that
diesel.
you said that. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it was Tuesday, and then Tuesday and Wednesday we just kept going, just trying to keep driveways open.
Yeah.
Just kind of do some passes, just make sure our customers, if they had to get out or someone had to get in, like an emergency vehicle, like be able to at least do something.
Okay.
So basically, we just kept driving around in circles.
Okay.
Just
You're
doing
just
a massive
clearing
loop.
Okay. Clearing ends and
up the cars and stuff.
Yeah.
Just to try to clean as much as we could.
Right.
Because people obviously couldn't move their cars out of the driveway because they just get buried on the road.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the road.
And the amount of people that were just out driving around, and that was a huge issue. People were driving around and getting stuck everywhere.
Oh, okay.
So when the city plows did get back up and try to go around, there's all these people driving around in little like Civics and shit, and it's like, where are you going with a foot of snow on the road?
Yeah, in
like,
your 2-wheel drive Civic.
Yeah, when nothing's open. So like, where do you plan on going? Like you can't do shit. So
right. So that was okay.
Yeah,
that's a doozy too.
Yep. So so it was just a whole bunch of stuff just
going wrong.
And then I think, it was Tuesday we were at a diesel because Tuesday afternoon, a buddy of mine got a call to go snow blow the road to the water supply for the town because there was an issue with their building or whatever it was, and the CBRM had no water to any of their fire hydrants.
Oh, that's
half the town had no water. So
that's
so
a
it was
problem.
just an issue. And he said it took him like 20 some hours to snow blow this road. It's like 5 kilometers long with 10 pump stations on it.
Wow.
So it literally took days of just snow blowing this road.
Yeah, just to
get water back.
Probably.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. So no water.
Yeah, there's just
no fuel,
no diesel, and
no
5
diesel.
feet of snow.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's just a fantastic situation.
That is a shit show.
It's literally the only way to describe it. It's just a massive shit show.
Yeah, you're sending me those like videos of the banks, and they'd be like 8 feet high.
I think the tallest one I seen was like probably, I'd say close to 10, probably 11 feet.
Wow.
Like, what are you doing as a homeowner if you have 11 feet of snow in front of your driveway? Like, are you just staying in your house?
Yeah.
Are you just staying in your house till April? Like, I wouldn't leave. I would
you
just
might
stay
have
in my
to.
house.
Yeah, I would.
But
that's a tough one because you can't get any food.
Well, and like the grocery stores weren't open.
Right.
They were closed for like 3 days. And the problem too was delivery trucks coming from away couldn't get here. So even the stores that were open had like barely any produce, barely any fresh meat, barely anything fresh.
Right. Yeah.
Just because there was nothing. Yeah. It was like I said, it's just the whole thing was just a shit show. But
wow.
It is what it is.
And that was only Wednesday.
That's winter on the East Coast. Yeah, that was Wednesday. And then it just kept going.
Then you just kept going.
At that point, we were just kind of, we had our properties were pretty well. Well, actually, Wednesday, we were talking earlier, a buddy Travis, goddamn hero.
Yeah, shout out to Travis.
Came down from Fredericton. And because I was just kind of, I threw it out to him, see if he was it. Because I've been talking to him for a little bit about snow and all that stuff. And him, like most other places around Canada this time, like this year, I've had barely any snow. And so I threw it out there if he was interested in coming down and bringing a machine. And he said, absolutely. So that was Tuesday night I was talking to him. And then Wednesday morning, he was here with a cat loader. So he packed it up, got it shipped down 7 hours. He drove down that night, left at 2. He left at 2 in the morning, got here at 9 o'clock, and he was in that loader at 9:30 moving snow.
And he's from Fredericton, right? You mentioned that? Right.
Yeah, Fredericton.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So and he put in a 13-hour shift that day after driving, got her all done. We just kept, and what was happening is a lot of these places that we were picking up that he was doing were like apartment complexes and that stuff that people would normally maintain with a pickup truck.
Okay.
and a pickup truck ain't doing shit on 7 feet of snow.
No.
I don't care what kind of truck you're. I don't care how good of an operator driver you say you are.
You
are
happening.
not getting through that stuff with a pickup truck. Not happening.
Wow. No.
So we kept getting calls. Like we had hundreds and hundreds of calls over those days.
I bet.
Like it was wild. It's the only way to just the whole thing was
I know.
wild. Like, so people kept calling the office. Diane would send me the address.
Yeah.
I'd send Dan the address, and Dan and Travis would go plow these lots. There was one spot he was there for probably 9.5 hours, just cleaning a road and cleaning a road and a driveway and driveways up the building.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, and like there was nowhere to put snow. Like
Right.
a lot of our properties are pretty well designed for like snow and stacking and stuff, but that's for a foot and a half at a time. But when you're dealing with that much snow, like people don't realize how much space it actually takes.
I know.
It's
crazy.
Yeah. And it's kind of, now we're in a position where we had all this snow. It's melting a little bit, but not nearly enough. And it keeps getting warm and cold. So all these banks now are frozen solid.
Oh no.
So I don't know what people are gonna do, like homeowners and stuff.
Right.
I don't know what they're gonna do going forward because those snow banks are not going anywhere. Like they will be here till the end of the summer now, or the end of the winter.
So okay.
So like a plow truck can't push the end now because it's frozen solid. So people are gonna have to either shovel themselves, snow blow, or find somebody like us with a snow blower and a bucket. That's the only way you're getting these properties done now.
Wow. So there's a lot of people that just haven't even shoveled their driveways, and there's 8 feet of snow in there. Is that what you're saying?
I was getting calls. So today is 10 days after this storm ended.
Okay.
And we had, I think, 7 calls today, plus 5 people wave us down to try to get to stop us to do their driveway. That's just me driving from my Kubota dealer to home.
Wow.
Yeah. People just didn't do it. So
and now they're absolutely.
And now they're gonna get 2 more feet. Yeah. Now they're panicking because they're gonna get another 2 feet of snow on top of 5 feet of snow. Of solid frozen
there's cars,
snow. Yeah, there's cars that still aren't dug out. Like they aren't going anywhere now. Like those cars are stuck there.
Yeah, till end
for
of April.
A while,
probably longer.
Yeah, especially if we keep getting snow for the next month or two. Like, because it's still only people don't realize it's only the first week of February or second week now, I guess.
Right.
Like we get snow until April, so
we still definitely do.
We still have, I'd say, 8 weeks of winter left.
Yeah, and wow. And you get more snow in March than probably.
We usually get hammered.
Yeah.
The first through third week of March. And then that's usually when it starts to slow down. Then the last week of March into April and stuff. We might get 1 or 2, but it doesn't stick around. We still get it. We still have to plow it, but through till the end of March, it's cold as shit here.
Right.
And yeah. So
wow. Okay.
Yeah. So people are not in a great situation.
No, I can just imagine.
Yeah.
Okay. So how many driveways and parking lots do you think you picked up over the last 10 days? Because you were kind of telling me, and you were just blowing my mind over here.
We've probably picked up for our new regular customers probably 65, 70 that are now signed up for the rest of the year.
Look at that.
We did a bunch where I have a list of probably 100 and some places that we picked up and did add-on ones, people waving people down, because invoicing this is going to be a shit show.
Yeah,
I keep saying shit show because it's really the only way I know how to describe it.
Yeah, I agree,
because it is the whole thing is just this is a once in a, I'm hoping, lifetime snowstorm, because I don't want to
storm of the century.
Yeah.
That's what you're hoping for.
Our next closest storm was 105 centimeters.
Right.
So you're adding 2 feet of snow on top of the biggest snowstorm we've ever had here.
Ever. Right.
Ever.
There you go.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Okay.
We picked up and I think what will happen too is a lot of people will realize that going with somebody with like a plow truck or whatever isn't the option going forward, right? Like you need,
totally.
Like our tractors might be overkill for a driveway on a 5 centimeter storm.
Yep.
But your service will stay the same, whether it's 5 centimeters, 30 centimeters,
nice,
or 3 feet of snow. Like we can still show up and we can still do the job for you. Right. Whereas if people were pickup trucks, they're the people that are calling, right? Because their guy that they hired couldn't show up to do it.
He physically can't do it.
Yeah, he literally can't do anything with it.
Yeah, right.
Or he's gonna beat the hell out of his truck, and then his truck will be broken, and then he won't be able to show up for the next storm.
Right. And you guys don't shovel, like you don't shovel all your. Yeah, right. You just have the YMCA.
We have the one commercial account.
Yeah.
And like Dylan, the guy that came in, he gave a hand with that. Absolutely crushed it. The kid's an animal. He shoveled at that place for 8.5 hours.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've seen how big it is. It's not very big.
Well, like we were able to do the front. Well, that was just the exits and the ramps and stuff. Okay. So we were able to get me and Tyler worked a pretty good system on it to get the whole front and driveway and everything done.
Okay.
So what we ended up doing was me and him went down there with the skid steer and the tractor, and he would bucket everything onto the road and dump it in piles, and I would blow it. There's like one or two spots. So we had it down to a pretty good system for moving snow. Okay. Because there was nothing else to do with it. Like there's nowhere to put snow. Like the mountain in front of that building right now is probably, it gotta be 35 feet tall.
Wow, really?
The snowbank, you can't see half the building.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's what we're dealing with. It's and like I said, once we get after this storm that's supposed to come Tuesday, I don't even know what the day is, the 13th. Tuesday the 13th. Like I said, we're supposed to get smacked with another 2 feet of snow.
Oh dear. And
after that, we're gonna have to haul snow because there's literally nowhere else to put it.
Right.
Like,
that's
I gotta go somewhere.
Right. A whole nother thing to the snow removal is just getting rid of the snow.
Yeah. Having somewhere to put it and getting rid of it. And like trucks now are crazy. Like all my buddies with trucks, they are running 2 crews of guys. One runs from 7 in the morning till 7 at night. And then someone else hops in the truck and goes from 7 at night till 7 in the morning.
Really?
They are running 24/7.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. And the city had to go out and buy, they got blowers for the front of loaders.
Okay.
Because there's nothing else to do with it. Like you couldn't do anything else with the snow. Like there's no sidewalks. Like, the sidewalks are gone.
It's just snow.
There's
you'd be in like a
8 feet
12-foot tunnel.
Well, they can't even. They can't even get through the end of it.
No, right?
Like it's just missing.
So crazy.
Yeah, like it's gonna take weeks to get this dug out.
Right. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, but they had to go do that. They had to buy. Like there's a bunch of other machines down. I think a few cities in New Brunswick, I think, sent down like loaders and blowers to try to help, right? But no, the whole thing was just crazy, just wild.
What a time! That is so crazy.
And that's what I mean. Like it was. I love snow. I love plowing. I love blowing snow. But like this was a bit much.
That one tested you.
Yeah, but I mean, and like I'm super impressed how the boys they got through everything. We managed.
Nice.
Knock on a piece of wood here. Like I didn't break. We had very minimal breakdowns compared to everyone else. Like everyone I've talked, there's guys that mangled stuff.
Oh,
like
I bet.
They might be out of commission for like weeks waiting on parts to fix it and stuff. But like we were super lucky. The boys did a wicked job.
Nice. You just had a couple shear pins and that was about it. That's unreal.
Yeah. So I put 95 hours on that new blower in like 5 days, in like less than 5 days.
Yeah.
I think it was 90. It was like 93 hours in 5 days.
Okay.
And I blew 2 shear pins.
Wow.
And
going
that's
through
with
some
like icy, deep ass snow.
That's what I was
Like,
thinking. All those ice chunks are gonna blow through your shear pins, but that's good.
But I was super impressed. Like, and that new blower, that commercial blower, just eats snow. Like,
is it a Kubota blower? You're right.
Yep.
Okay,
so it's a Kubota 80-inch blower.
Okay, cool.
And it's like a commercial grade blower too. Like, the thing's an animal. Like,
okay.
I was blowing through snow that was 1/8 of an inch below the top of that blower, and you just drop that in low range, and it will just chew through it going up a hill.
That's pretty crazy.
It'll throw it 50, 60 feet.
Wow.
Like, it's just chucking snow.
Which is huge because you got to put the snow somewhere now.
Yeah. So, well, that's the nice thing with the blowers, right? Like, buckets are good, but you can still only go so far with a bucket. But a blower, like, I could make a pile on the other side of your yard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is great.
Yeah. Well, like I said, you just got to be careful where you blow snow too, though, right? People don't realize, like, snow will put a hole in the side of something real quick.
Right. Yeah. If it's going 60 feet, it's coming out of there quick.
Oh, yeah. It's coming out hot.
Oh, no kidding. Oh,
yeah. So
and some ice chunks in there.
Yeah, you can. Well,
Yikes.
you can. And that's the one downside of doing all these extra driveways and stuff for people. Like, you don't know. Like, my driveways, I've been plowing a lot of them for years. Like, I can plow them with my eyes closed. I know exactly where it is. I know the turns, the whole thing. But when you start getting into plowing driveways for people that you've never even seen the driveway before,
because you're trying to figure 8 feet of snow.
Yeah, you're trying to figure, like, oh, is this where it is? Is there walls? Is there this? So what I do is I use Google Street View.
Nice.
That's what I pull up.
Okay.
And then I can at least have a general idea.
Okay, nice.
One property
That's smart,
I did for
though.
It works pretty well. Like, it's especially, like, at least it gives you, like, the general idea.
Right. Under the circumstances, it's pretty good.
It works pretty well for what it is.
Okay.
I did that for one property out by my place, and the Google Street View was from like 9 years ago. So I was like, all right, whatever. Like, the house looked the same, the deck and everything was all the same. So I assumed, I guess that's what I get for making an assumption.
I guess
I assumed the driveway was the same in the same spot. But I guess the new homeowners bought it, and they didn't like how the driveway had like a big kind of swooping arch in it. So that's what I went off of. I went off the swooping arch on the. There's no arch anymore. It's a straight shot.
Okay.
So I'm snow blowing, and I'm just going along, just kind of following what I assume is the driveway. Yep. All good. I get up to the top. The homeowner gives me a big thumbs up out the window. He was fired up. Like, he was fired up. He was going to be able to get out the house, all this stuff.
Nice.
Which is wicked.
All is good.
And then I drive back. I leave. I go to the next spot. 2 days later, I'm driving home, and that little ice layer on the bottom melted. All you can see is grass. I missed the whole driveway.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so his driveway is literally just like, you can see like maybe 2 inches of asphalt on like the right corner of it.
And
they just moved it all over. I just made him a new driveway. It's all He has a nice gravel driveway or grass driveway for the winter now.
Okay. Well, so whatever.
Yeah. But like I said, if that's all that happens, if I miss a driveway by a few feet, and like, obviously I'm lucky there was no like bushes or tree stumps,
or rocks or
anything else that I could have hit. So, and that was one thing I've talked to a few people about that they had issues with, because we had that hurricane that hit us last year,
right,
and wrecked a bunch of trees, and people never got rid of stumps. So there's a bunch of stumps that are, say, 12 inches high, and you can't see them when there's 5 feet of snow on the ground. And that'll stop you dead in your tracks if you're coming with a plow and you hit a big old stump.
Oh, that would hurt.
Yeah,
you'd be bouncing.
Oh no, you're going forehead off window.
Yeah, yikes. Yeah. No thanks.
Yeah, but like I said, it's just all part of the fun.
Yeah, no kidding.
So
that sounds like something else. Wow.
Yeah, no, it was like I said, the whole thing was. It is what it is, right? You just
you made the best out of it, definitely.
Yeah,
nice. And the boys the boys seemed like you motivated the boys, and got them going, and which was good.
Yeah,
to see.
Like I said, they all toughed it out.
Nice.
And now like they'll have a couple days off, like they had.
Oh yeah.
So we took the 2 days off before the storm because like I figured it was going to be a big one.
Right.
I figured we were going to be out for like 3 or 4 days. I didn't think it was going to be 10.
Yeah.
But,
fair.
So then they were off today, and then
Nice.
they'll be off tomorrow. They'll come in tomorrow morning. We'll get everything all greased up and cleaned up and stuff before we go out again, just because it's going to take another pounding. So
you got to let the snow fall too. Okay.
Well, even during the storm, like we were greasing twice a day because the machines were staying out. Because every it's supposed to be greased every 8 to 10 hours.
Okay.
So we were literally greasing it twice a day
because it's just going all day.
Because they just didn't stop because we were working 20 hours off for. Yeah,
that's wild.
Yeah.
Okay, my goodness.
But yeah, so that was kind of my Thursday, Friday. We were kind of the same thing. So Saturday and Sunday the boys were off. Right. Because we were pretty much wrapped up at that point, and I think the boys were ready to take some much needed days off. But
no kidding.
Being the owner, I don't get that.
No, I guess
that luxury. So me and Travis went around with his machine. I drove around in the truck. He went around with the loader, and that's the loader I was posting those videos and stuff of on.
Yeah, we had a little live.
So
we had a little live of it for a little there. That was cool.
Yeah.
Saturday.
So if anybody is out there, they should definitely go give him a follow. He's I've tagged him in a bunch of my stories and posts and stuff. Like,
nice,
super nice guy. Loves talking about snow and all that stuff. So, but anyway, yeah. So me and him went around, and it was. I'm really glad we did. We spent a couple days. Well, two full days. We probably spent 16 hours. No, probably more. Probably like 20 hours or more. Just going around to like all our apartment buildings and some of our bigger driveways and stuff. And he had the bucket on, so he'd pick up snow. And he'd bucket it around and he'd move it.
Right.
To like once, so that when we get the next couple storms, we at least have room to put the snow currently.
Right.
So, yeah, so that was a huge.
That's key.
That's pretty much what we did for those 2 spots. And we're still getting people calling and
wanting
like a lot of
to
what
be
we
dug
get.
out.
The last day, the Sunday, like the last full day we were out. I think we went out about 7, I guess. We were probably out from 7 till 7, probably 7 till 6. Yeah, probably 7 till 7, I guess.
Okay.
And what we were doing, we're getting all kinds of calls from people kind of out in the country that have 2 kilometer long driveways that that people couldn't get through. So we were using his machine to bucket it in, and I posted a time lapse of one. Like just basically had a bucket, back up, and dump it.
Yeah,
and then just
push it.
Yeah. But yeah, no, then we went out for dinner last night, and both of us like just in the, like zombie mode. Completely forgot it was a Super Bowl. Got home, we got back here at like 8:30, I guess. It's like the second quarter is almost over. We're like, God damn it! I guess so. We just kind of hung out and had a few beer. And if anyone's wondering, the storm will definitely put an end to sober January/February. That is no longer a thing after a few days of this. That's out the window.
That went down the drain pretty
quickly.
Couple
nice Michelob's tasted.
Oh, I bet they tasted
some so goddamn good.
Oh, yeah. I bet that's the best kind of beer. That's awesome.
So we just kind of hung out and it was good too. Just kind of shot the shit because similar to you, like I was saying to you earlier, like I never met Travis before. Before this storm, I only ever talked to him on Instagram. We kind of shot the shit. Like we both run Kubotas. We both do similar stuff. So we kind of just like talk a bit on there about it or whatever. And
then he showed up and like stayed at your place too, eh?
Yep. So I like I said, I messaged him. I was like, Travis, man, if you're interested, come on down. And he's like, oh, hell yeah, I'll figure out a way to get it there. So the machine showed up. And, it's like he pulled up onto, because even the first day when he got here, he was with Dan. So Dan normally drives our plow truck. So that wasn't able to do a whole lot. So he got the machine dropped off at Dan's, and Dan went around with him to do like a bunch of spots. And so like I still didn't meet him till like 9:30 that night.
Okay. Oh, and so he worked all day.
So he worked all day with hilarious. Dan, and then met us down at the YMCA. We were down there working, and I was like, "Hey, I'm Martin. Hope you're not a murderer."
Because you're staying
basically
over.
Basically the same thing I did with you guys.
Yeah, which is hilarious. That's
But
good.
at that point, I still couldn't even get into my house because my house was still
Right, you're at your
completely
mom and
snowed in.
dad's.
My drop. Yeah, so he stayed at my parents' house with me. I felt like I was a
Nice.
kid again, having like
Yeah.
a sleepover at my
Yeah.
parents. But they were still away, so it didn't
Right.
matter. But
That's
yeah,
hilarious.
it was pretty jokes. So
That is jokes.
yeah,
Oh, that's
but yeah,
good.
like you said, huge shout out to he definitely
My
saved their
goodness.
ass this week.
Sounded like it because
Yeah,
you would have just been out there forever blowing. Like that would have
Oh, we
taken you
just would have
so
been-
long. You've been still
Yeah.
going.
well, the problem was like some of those apartment places, like you can't blow it. Like you have to bucket snow because there's only certain spots we're allowed. Because like one of
Right.
the subdivisions we do, it has like a road that comes up through a big kind of circle road, and then there's 12 or 14 quadplexes on it, and
Okay.
each one of those quadplexes has their own driveway.
Oh,
But
okay.
you can only stack snow in certain locations.
Right.
So like some of the ones in
Okay.
front, you can't plow the snow in front because like there's the two front walk. Like so it's basically like the square. You'd have two driveways in front, and then a driveway that loops around back on both sides.
Oh, wow.
But
okay.
in one back corner of each building is a spot where it's like designated to put snow.
Right.
So all the snow from each building had to go to that
In
specific
there.
spot.
Oh.
So it was just like I said, it would have been a whole
mountain.
lot of bucketing. Well,
Right.
put it this way. So he spent nine and a half hours there with a 2.5 yard bucket. If
Right.
Tyler had to do that with the skid steer, he was using like a 1 yard snow bucket. So it would have been at
Right.
least 3 times as long.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he would have
That's
been
crazy.
30 hours
Yeah. Just
at
doing
one
that.
spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's how much
So, like-
snow we're dealing with, folks.
Yeah. Like people
My
don't
goodness.
realize like how much snow.
Yeah.
Because like people see a couple inches, whatever. But like once you get into like
That-
when you're driving down the road in the tractor, my tractor's 8 feet tall. So when
Right.
you're driving down the road and the snowbanks are smacking your mirrors, like that's a lot of snow.
Yeah. That's a lot
Like
of snow.
you can't see, like when you're coming around some turns, like you can't see vehicles. Like
Wow.
when you're trying to pull out places, you can't see cars.
Right.
Like it's just like, and
That
then I
is
didn't even get into the
something
part we
else.
had the side of a building blow off.
Oh, yeah. Get into that one because I just seen that on the news before we hopped on here. It's like, what's going on
So
over
that
there?
like the damage and stuff to people's places, like man, I feel some bad for a lot of people, right? Like there's like people don't realize how much snow weighs. Like that snow,
Right.
like get it when you shovel, but when you put 3 feet on a roof, the amount of roofs I've seen that have been caved in, crushed,
Right.
porches, overhangs, peeled off of houses,
Wow.
gutters, gone. Because and then like so people are like we've had people ask us to like shovel roofs off for thousands of dollars, and I'm like, not a chance. There's a 0% chance I'm getting up on your. I don't care how much money you want to pay. me.
0% chance.
Yeah, no money is worth me getting up on your roof to shovel snow off.
Yeah.
Like it's just not happening. But anyway, so there's a ton of that, a ton of damage, decks, like little sheds, like baby barns and stuff like that, like little 10 by 10 sheds.
Just got dummied.
Crushed. But like some of them are drifted. Like some of the ones like I've seen pictures of had 10 to 12 feet of snow sitting on the roof.
Wow.
Just the way like the banks came in, they're stacked
Right.
up on top, and then like you go back the next day and the barn's gone, and you're like, oh, where'd it go? And it's in a big pile of
It's-
scrap wood on the ground,
Wow.
like just
it just
mangled.
crumbled.
Yeah,
Oh,
and like
that is
there's
nuts.
gutters. There's probably seen well over 300, 400
Wow.
gutters peeled
Just
off houses.
Under the
Because they're only
snowbanks.
put on with the spikes, right? So they're hammering
Yeah,
that way.
right.
And then you put. So what was happening was everything was like starting to melt, and
Yeah.
get in the gutter, and then it
Yeah.
freeze, and then it get ice dams, and then it build
Okay.
up, and then all of it would just sit there, and the next thing you
Yeah.
know, it's just peeling off.
Right. So
But-
heavy.
Yeah, but back to the building. So it was at a seniors complex. Ton of snow on the roof. The whole roof has solar panels on it. So I guess
Oh dear.
they're made to like melt off or something, so that stuff won't so it won't build up on it. Apparently, they kind of
Okay.
have like a similar to like, do you know how like Starlink has that? They have
Yep.
it has like a defrosting to like melt the snow. So apparently,
which is cool.
I don't know if it's true or not. They have something similar to that, so it will kind of
Okay.
keep the snow from like building up on it. So all the snow was stacked on it because there's like 4 feet of snow, and it's a pretty shallow pitch roof. And then next thing you know, side of a building's gone. All the snow fell off the roof, smashed through a propane tank. Something ignited it, and then boom.
Oh no!
Yeah,
wow.
and like it's super lucky that no one got killed. I don't know how no one got killed.
No,
there was one person. I think you said there's one lady that was up
in the hospital still
in
or
the
something
hospital
I read,
now.
but...
Yeah, trying to. But like I said, it's just that's the shit we're dealing with. Like people don't realize. Like,
dangerous.
Yeah, snow is a wild beast.
Wow.
So,
like imagine a fire starts in a house and it gets a little out of control. Like they're screwed.
Well, they got it back. I think it was within like 24 hours. I think they had everything back up. But so what they do is they do have like backup systems for that. So there's a couple tankers that can suck water out of those tankers were all full. So they did have but those tankers would have to get to those places. They might not be close, but
through the 5 feet of snow on the road.
Yep. So,
all right.
Well, even that, like emergency vehicles stuck everywhere.
Oh,
like
that's crazy.
Pictures and videos of like there was one I think it was a paramedic crawling over snowbanks with like their bag to try to get down to like this house for like this lady who needed like emergency care. Like it's just stuff like that, right? That people don't realize there's so much other shit going on besides just
the snow
and that's why people and like most of our customers were wicked. They were
you were
awesome
saying
to do.
that.
Yeah, they were, and like I get it. Like everybody wants to be out of their house all at once, but it's not going to happen. You can't be all done. Like the boys were working literally around the clock, like 20 hours a day.
Jeez.
Like we can only get like so fat, like everywhere so fast.
You can only do what you can do. Like,
and I don't think from our regular customers, I don't think we had a single complaint. Like,
wow,
they were
cool.
all like super appreciative, and I think it helped because we stayed on top of it pretty well. Like, so at least once a day, usually twice a day, I would send out I'd send out an email update being like, "Here's our plan for this morning. This is what we're trying to do. Here's our plan for this evening or this afternoon." So I think that helped because people knew like, and most were pretty understanding too that there's people still like it was 4 or 5 days in. And we got a call from like a different seniors complex where no one plowed it yet. And there was 30 seniors trapped in this building with like 5 feet of snow through the whole parking lot.
Wow.
So like that sort of shit had to be dealt with, right? So
yeah, right.
People got it. And like, so that would be the stuff that I would include in that email saying like, yes, I know you'd love for us to come back and clean around your, like for you to move your car and we'll clean that.
Like you normally do.
Yeah, but I'm like, we're going to do it.
Yeah.
Nothing's open. You have nowhere to go.
Yeah.
We're just trying to dig people out of houses. So that if something does happen, at least an ambulance can pull into their driveway.
Right.
So like that's kind of, and like I said, most were good. I think you said there was a question about how many hours and food.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Was it from Spade and Thistle or something?
We did a little story on the Crooked Stripes Insta, and we asked, do you have any questions for Hodder? And we had a couple come through. Let's see if I can pull them up here. I think we just had 2, but that's still better than nothing.
I think there's one about like how many hours and food and...
Oh, yeah. How many hours did it take in the end, and how did you get sleep/food in? Or did you? And this is from our friend Spade and Thistle. Great name.
Well, Spade and Thistle, we didn't do a whole lot of eating. Drank a lot of water and Monsters.
Yeah, there it is.
White monsters. So if Monsters, if you're listening, I'd love a few cases. I probably between the boys, we probably dummied. Oh, I don't even know. I don't say it. Yeah. No, too many. So I might have to
They might have to send you a couple cases.
Yeah, take a couple days off them, but yeah, like usually when I'm out plowing, I'm not big on stopping because like once I stop, it's hard to get back in and keep going. And not a lot of things were open. Like Tim Hortons, there was like a gas station, so you can get like some snacks from there, but like there was no restaurants, there was no fast food because no one could get to it, right? So there wasn't a whole lot there.
Yeah.
So we didn't really do a whole lot of once everything the town started opening back up again, like that Thursday, Friday. I took the boys out to eat pretty much like a few nights and stuff, just kind of end of day stuff. But
that's nice of you.
In total hours, I still haven't figured it all out. I do keep track of everything. Everything's all kind of written down. I know I put 116 hours on my tractor. So
wow.
That's without driving it Saturday and Sunday of this week.
Okay.
Because I was in the truck with Travis.
Right. Okay.
So
that's just wow.
It's a lot. Like
it was of hours and not a lot of days.
A lot of machine hours.
Yeah.
Because I think at that point, I think it was from Saturday morning till Friday.
Right.
I think I had about, I'd say 10, maybe 12 hours of sleep.
Oh,
Yeah.
So you were telling me, I'm like, you're crazy,
but it's one of those things you just kind of get into, like, you just get into it, and it's just
get into your routine.
You don't even, you come like, it's not even like tired. It's not. I don't even know unless you plow. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah,
it's one of those things. You're just like in the zone, and but like once you stop, like when I was getting home, because we were working about 3 to 11 every day, and so when I get home at 11 o'clock. Like one night I walked in the house and literally I went in my room and I was face down on my bed, all my work clothes still on, still like the bottom of my pants were still soaked, wet socks on, the whole 9 yards, and I was out for 3 hours, like still in my same clothes. Like then I woke up and I was like, Jesus Christ! And then it's next thing you know,
then you switch clothes.
Hop in the shower, change. And right back out the door.
Out you go. What a grind.
Oh man, it was. It was
crazy.
It was a battle. But
that's
what we signed up for.
I guess
we did. We got through it. It was a great week. I mean, it's a nice snow money's good money. Like there's good. So it's very profitable. But it's also extremely expensive to play in. Like like we had some people who try to like offer us like $40 to plow their yard. I'm like,
oh dear,
no. Like, do you not realize like a machine is $150,000?
Oh yeah.
Like, and you want me to stop and spend 10 minutes here so you can, and then bill you $40, send you an invoice for $40?
Something's not adding up.
Here. That's not happening.
Yeah, exactly. We're not playing
so
that
like,
game.
and most people that did wave you down and stuff were just super appreciative to even get out. We had one lady, we took her, like, her info, because all we do when we do that sort of stuff is how we were doing it. So anyone who called or texted me or whatever, I'd have them text their name and address to Diane in the office. Okay. She puts it on our active list. So we basically had a list made. A friend of mine, she sorted it all out. She put everything into like sections. So anytime we added like a property, it would get added into that little neighborhood.
Okay.
And we use Apple Notes. It's collaborated. So every time a name gets added, it pops up on everybody's phone. So whoever's in that area picks up the driveway.
Okay.
And then once it's, and we were telling people, they're like, how much is it? We're like, no idea. When are you going to be here? Sometime before.
Also no idea.
Sometime before the end of February.
Yeah. We'll be there.
Yeah, we will be there at some point. But yeah, so that's kind of how we did it. We just ran a list like that. And even people on the list were like, some people were kind of getting, we had a few people, I mean, we probably will never do work for them again. Like, we'll make sure they're not on any list anymore.
Yeah.
Like calling and like they want to be on the plow list. I'm like, yeah, we need to get out today. I'm like, well, there's 165. There's 165 people ahead of you. They're like, well, like we wanted to call and get on the list. I'm like, you're on the list.
It's just not going to be today.
I'll do it. I just don't know. Like we were telling people on Tuesday that it was going to be like Friday.
Really?
But
Yeah,
people were okay with that because they just wanted to know that they were gonna get done.
Yeah.
Like
right.
most other people, like they were calling random people and stuff that they wouldn't even answer their phone, or they would just tell them no.
They don't have the
but
ability.
we told everybody, like, we will put you on our list. We'll get you.
Nice.
We just don't know when. So I think that went a long way with customers.
Totally.
Or potential customers. So
yeah. And like your communication, relaying what the plan is for the day, I think that's so awesome, and people would appreciate that totally. So that's sweet.
Well, and people get it, right? So it's it's and like I said, most were really good. We had people bringing us out like lunches and coffees, and we had one lady. She's like, I know you guys are out working your ass off. Let me know where you're at later today. I'll go pick up 4 pizzas and I'll drop them off to each of you.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Like ordered one. I'm like, we don't need a whole pizza each. Like that's excessive. But I'm like, we're good right now. So like what she said she'll do is she said she'll order pizza some other time. Like, and that like that's our customers that we're dealing with.
Right.
So, like they're
totally.
We have some really, really good customers and
nice.
Yeah. And the only ones that complained were people that were add-ons. And I'm like,
new to the show.
It's not my fault that you're ill prepared and didn't have somebody signed up.
Yeah.
We're going to use our all our customers that we do on a regular basis are getting served 100% first before you guys are, because they're the ones that use us every storm, not when it's just a huge inconvenience and there's 4 feet of snow in your driveway and you don't want to shovel. So, but yeah, that was and you pretty much my week until last night when I got home me and Travis both forgot the Super Bowl was on.
Yeah, we try to watch it.
Well, like your days just become a blend, right?
Right.
I couldn't tell you. I just like this whole the last 10 days just absolutely flew by. It feels like it was like 2 days. So
that's so crazy.
Yeah, so we got home, we watched that, and like I said, we did. I had to look at who won this morning because
forgot.
I think I was just in the zone, just
going
through the motions of sitting there, and it's just,
jeez,
yeah.
And you get to do it all again tomorrow.
Yeah, or start tomorrow and get a few days out there. But I was talking to a buddy today who plows snow, and he's been out like the same amount of time snow blowing. And he goes, "Do you want to go on a trip with me?" And I was like, I'm thinking he's going to say, "Let's go somewhere warm, whatever."
Yeah.
I was like, "Where to?" He goes, "Let's go to Belmac." That's our Kubota dealer. So let's buy a push blower, put it in the back of our truck, and just drive. I'm like, "Drive where?" He's like, "Till we get somewhere." And someone says, "What the hell is that thing?" And that's where we're staying because they don't know what the hell a snow blower is. I'm like, that is a perfect way to figure out how far south you are where you don't got to worry about snow removal no more. Yeah. He's like, once they're asking what the hell a snow blower is, you've gone far enough south. So.
Yeah, you're in the right spot.
Yeah.
I think that sounds about right.
Yeah, when he first started telling me, I was super confused, and then I was just
where are you going with this, man?
Yeah. I was like, I know you've been out for a long time too, but like, are you losing it as well? Like, are we both going crazy here? So
yeah, I can't keep up. That's awesome.
But
wow, what a mission!
That was my 10 days.
Okay, well, that's quite a like I said, I barely talked to you. It was a little weird.
I know.
After it was chatting with you all the time.
I didn't talk to unless you were out plowing snow.
Oh, I know.
Very few people. I just it's just, and I said to you, like, I listen to one, like normally I'll listen to podcasts or whatever while out plowing, but I just sat there. I think I was in silence for 112 out of the 116 hours.
Yeah.
Like people think that's super weird, like drive around in silence and stuff, but it's just
no, I hear you.
You're in the zone, right? You just
I get like that in the summer, mowing and working. Like you can only listen to so much music and so many podcasts. So sometimes it's just nice to be quiet. Yeah, just sit there. And I do it too, right? Because I can, after using the snowblower, the snowblower for so long, you can hear the sound, when you're doing it. Yeah. I can tell the snowblower starting to bog down by just the sound of it. So then you just let the pedal off. So, but if you're playing music, you can't hear that the whole time. So that's kind of you can kind of hear, you can tell a lot of the machine by hearing it, right? So Yeah.
So that's kind of
okay.
part of the reason too. But
Yeah.
no,
no,
just
I totally hear you
100
there.
hours in silence with my own thoughts
Just
is a scary ass place.
A quick hunt. Yeah, that is scary. And no one's
Yeah,
around. No one's out at night, and you're the only one up. Crazy.
Yeah, but no, there was lots of
that's
people
cool.
around. There was lots of people out battling,
struggling.
But like I
that's
said,
good.
So I'm glad we had like Travis was down with that cat loader,
Yeah.
and now I'm probably going to go try to find a loader because that thing's wicked and I want one.
Yeah,
I'm a
there you
sucker
go.
for that sort of thing. But
Yeah.
no, our Kubota tractors and skid steers worked wicked.
Yeah.
They
Which,
put
I
in the
mean,
shift.
Yeah, like you already had your, equipment and your setup already pretty well in place, like to handle something like that. So I just think you dominated the storm, man. You guys are killing it out there. It's watching you on Insta and Snap.
It definitely went. We were definitely set up a lot better than other guys doing driveways and lots and stuff. Like we were, we were, like I said, always planning for the worst, right? And even like I said, even if something does happen now, like we'll have those two. We have the backup blower for these big storms. Like I'll still go back to the inverted blower. Like I really do like that.
Okay,
but it's just on something like this. It's just you can't deal.
Yeah.
It's just too inefficient. But now, like going forward, I'll add another tractor next year, and I'll either add another blower and keep it as I'll have a backup, because there was guys that were breaking blowers. Like if you break a blower and you still got 100 driveways left, what are you gonna do?
I don't even
like
want to know.
I was literally just lucky, right place, right time with a wicked dealer,
Right.
that I was able to get into that spot and make it work.
Yeah, your dealer's super awesome to you guys.
Yeah, Celtic Kubota's deadly.
Yeah, shout out to them too.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
10 out of 10.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
But yeah, no, that's it. So that was kind of
all right. That's your 10 days.
Week in review.
No kidding. Wow, and you're going to do it tomorrow, and we can get an update next week, maybe.
Yeah. Like I said, I know I did a bit of live and stuff on Instagram and TikTok and stuff, so it was cool to do, trying to get some people on there, and people
that
kind
is
of asking,
cool.
and like people were getting like mind blown by the amount of snow.
Oh,
people from like all over, like where the hell is this? That there's that much, and I'm like,
well,
Cape Breton,
I know,
and we're just absolutely peppered with it. So,
well, we'll be getting the hashtag Pray for Hodder going again tomorrow. I'll tell you that for free.
I probably had 20 people message me with the Pray for Hodder, and the little like prayer emoji hands.
Yeah,
I'm like, this is joke.
That's
but
cool.
I mean, it's pretty good though, right?
I did as a joke, and people clearly loved it. So we're gonna get that going again tomorrow.
Oh, like people I've never even like people that never even like followed me before wanted to say, it was like message request from so and so. It's like Pray for Hodder. I'm like, appreciate the prayers, man. Love it.
But who the hell are ya?
Yeah. Hey, it worked. We had nothing break. So whoever's throwing shit out to whoever they're praying to, keep her going, because it worked.
We'll do it again for the next storm here. That's so awesome.
But yeah, like I said, that'll be our battle for
the next few days.
It's called like 60 centimeters over the next 2, and then another 5 to 10 on Friday, the 16th or whatever it is, and then I think we should be good for. Excuse me.
Okay.
The yawns are starting to catch up to me now, right? So
I bet. Yeah, you're running on low hours.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we should be good for like 7 days after that. I think we're in the clear. So.
Okay.
But we'll be out moving snow, so it just never stops.
It's not going to end anytime soon, I guess. So.
By any means. So.
Whatever.
Global warming.
I want to say in the first episode, you might have mentioned that you were wishing it would maybe snow a little more, and well, you got your wish. And careful what you wish for. I wish for. Holy, did you ever?
That's like all these people be like, "Oh, send some here, send some here." I'm like, I was saying that too, until I was, like I said, up to my shoulders in snow, and I'm like,
yeah. All right, stop.
Send
Please
it back.
Stop.
I'm like anyone can have it.
Return to sender. I'm done.
Yeah.
That's
the address you has found is invalid.
Yeah.
Return to sender.
That's good.
Nice.
But well, that was good hearing about your week, because I wanted to know how it went too. So now everyone can,
Yeah.
They all know what
Tune
you
in
got
and
going
they can
on.
listen to it tomorrow while I'm out plowing more goddamn snow.
Yeah, there you go.
So
you can. Wow.
and sorry for my language this week. It was a little.
Oh no.
This week got me all fired up. So
this is a necessary. You can let it rip week, so it's all good.
So.
This is what we're all about. Oh,
Yeah.
That's good. Well, great 5th episode, I must say. Next week we have another special guest. We got Ken Morris with the Stripe Life coming on, and actually, I got some news. We are partnering up with Ferris this year. We're going to be a Ferris ambassador, so we're pretty pumped up about that. And they invited us all. They invited Martin too to the plant next week. It's Family Day, Monday, Tuesday. So I mean, we'll see about Martin. He'll be probably plowing snow still, but
I'll probably still in a
the
snowbank.
invite's there.
Yeah. So no, like I said, it's a wicked opportunity for you, and like I said, I appreciate Ken kind of including me and all that stuff. So, and like I said, the episode with Ken's a really, really good one. He's pretty. I assume most people probably know who he is. He's pretty big in this industry. So
yeah, Ken's been doing this.
He's a pretty funny guy. He's got some pretty good ones.
He's a funny dude.
So.
Oh yeah, he's got some good one-liners. He's been kind of working with, brands and doing the social media thing a little longer than we have. So, he's got a good outlook on it. And it's a great interview. So when that one drops, I'll be with Ken at the Ferris plant. So that's kind of cool, right? Yeah. So we'll be posting about that, I'm sure. So yeah, anyways. All right, man. Well, have a great sleep.
I'm going to sleep like a baby.
Nice.
So.
Well, you enjoy, and I talk to you tomorrow when you feel like it, eh?
When I'm out plowing again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're not a zombie.
Probably do a lot. Try to do it live again tomorrow. Maybe I'll get you on and we'll we'll just
do that and I'll hop on.
Because that worked well when we were in the truck the other day, right? Kind of give people a view of it. So maybe we'll do the same and see if we can get more than. Maybe Porcupine will come on and.
Oh yeah,
he won't make fun of us for getting 5 viewers again,
right? Oh, Porcupine.
But,
we got to get him on here too.
Yeah,
that's good. All right,
sounds good, sir. I'm
talk
going
to you later.
All right,
you
buddy,
go to
have
sleep.
A good one.
Yeah, you too.
Later, buddy. Bye.
See you, man.
We want to thank you for listening to the Crooked Stripes podcast. If you liked this episode of the pod, subscribe, rate, and leave a review. It's very much appreciated. Head over to Instagram and follow @The Crooked Stripes. From there, stay up to date on all things lawn, landscaping, and snow removal. Don't forget to join us next week for another episode of The Crooked Stripes. Thanks again for listening.